ask yourself a question: why some people are really good at what they do and reach consistently great results in comparison to the rest of specialists in their area? Well, I've been absolutely fascinated by this question and spent a lot of time researching it. And what I realized is this: true specialists with special skills and deep knowledge work out the structures, the systems of their trades, and then apply these structures and systems on a consistent basis. This allows them to bring consistently amazing results over and over again. Hello, my dearest friends. My name is Svetlana Shlapak, and I'm a senior immigration solicitor based in London, UK. And I'm also the creator of this free ukvisasuccess.com channel. I won my first immigration case at the tribunal back in 2003, and this gives me over 15 years of experience in UK immigration field. I've created another special video series for you called Deconstructing Immigration Rules, where I've deconstructed over 30 immigration categories for you. I've created this video series with only one aim: to help you understand the structure of immigration rules, because knowing the structure always helps achieve astonishing results. And for those of you who want to see how to apply this structure in practice, you can also check my other video series where I show you how to do exactly that. It is called ukvisasuccess.com frequently asked questions. Okay, let us deconstruct your next immigration category. I remember reading a very interesting book. I don't remember the name, but the author explained that our ability to learn new information, to consume new information, will depend on our brain's capability to to build the bridges between the new and the old information. In today's video, when explaining this particular points-based system application, I would like to start with helping you build these bridges between the old and new information. And I'll do this by explaining common features of all points-based system applications. And here they are. There are 5 key elements to any points-based system application. And as with any rule, there are always exceptions, but the structure is pretty much the same. So when the decision maker receives an application, the points-based system application, they start considering the application with the general grounds for refusal. What this means is that the applicant is suitable to enter the UK. And I've created a separate video explaining all general grounds for refusal. But just to give you an idea, in case you haven't watched this video, you need to make sure that there are no criminal convictions, and if there were criminal convictions, that these are spent. And it's all about deportation orders, exclusion, removal orders, and dishonesty. This is just to give you a general idea, but if you watch this video, you'll just have a full picture of how they check these general grounds for refusal. And then we have the attributes key element, which every single points-based system application has, and this is a unique feature or a number of unique features which you can only find for this particular points-based system application. And then we have Appendix B, the English language requirements. There are a number of points-based system applications where you don't need to meet that, but if you do, you will always be given 10 points for that. Then you will need to meet the next requirements, the maintenance requirements. And as I mentioned before, there are exclusions where the applicants are not required to show that they need to meet this particular requirement. But if you do, then it will be 10 points granted for that. And every single application, points-based system application, also has some other requirements. Normally, this is connected with the person's age, with the necessity to produce criminal certificates, and so on and so forth. So these are 5 key features of almost any points-based system application. There are exceptions, but this is the structure which applies to all of them. So in order for someone to either enter or remain in the UK as a tier 2 worker, they have to score 70 points, and they also have to prove that they do not fall under general grounds for refusal, and they need to meet other requirements, which I'm going to talk about in just a few moments. Just to give you an idea, according to the immigration rules, the purpose of this route is the following. According to the immigration rules, they say these routes enable UK employers to recruit workers from outside the European Economic Area to fulfill a particular vacancy that cannot be fulfilled by a British or an EU worker. At the time of recording of this video, I just want you to be aware that they've created a new Appendix W, and the idea is to transfer all the rules from the points-based system to the Appendix W. W stands for worker, so you just be aware that these rules will be changing in near future. So as I mentioned, 70 points to score for someone who wants to either enter or remain here as a tier 2 applicant. And what these are for, first of all, the attributes. One will need to score 50 points for either proving that the job offer passes a resident labor market test, and they're given 30 points for that, or they're exempt from meeting the labor market test, or if it is the further leave to remain application, they are continuing to work in the same occupation for the same employer. So these were 30 points, and additional 20 points are given for someone who can prove that they are in receipt of the appropriate salary. And so the appropriate salary is at least £30,000, unless the applicant can prove that they fall under one of the exceptions, which is described in the Appendix A. And in this case, the salary of £20,800 will be acceptable. The level of English language, it has to be at the level of B1, and the maintenance funds the applicant will need to prove that they have at least £945 in their bank account. And there are a number of other requirements to meet. First of all, I would like to draw attention to the fact that there is a 12 months cooling period of time, and what they mean is that if anyone was granted tier 2 visa before, they will need to wait for at least 12 months before they can apply again, unless they are at the position where they receive a salary of at least £159,600, or their previous grant was for less than 3 months. And then the applicants will need to be at least over the age of 16, and if they're under the age of 18, they will need to get a letter from their parents confirming that they've made the necessary travel, reception and care arrangements. Also, employees, tier 2 workers, are not allowed to hold shares of more than 10% in the company. And very importantly to note that the applicants over the age of 18 will need to provide a criminal records certificate from any country where they resided for more than 12 months in the last 10 years. What struck me most with this particular type of application is that they keep putting a cap in. This means that they only allow a certain number of applicants to enter the UK on an annual basis, which I never understood. I didn't understand why, if someone passed successfully the resident labour market test, or they were exempt because they are on the shortage occupation list, why these types of applications are still capped. And I really hope that this will be changed in the near future, but for now you should be aware that only 20,700 applicants are allowed to enter the UK at the moment, and they do change the numbers from time to time, and normally this happens in April of each year. Also, just a few words about the new graduates, those who remained in the UK as Tier 4 applicants and they want to switch to Tier 2. The rules were quite relaxed with regards to these new graduates. First of all, they allow someone who wants to switch from a Tier 4 category to a Tier 2 category to have a minimum salary of £20,800. And also, there is no need to satisfy the resident labour test, but they do say that the employer will need to be a licensed sponsor, which is kind of logical. And these rules only confirm that the UK government is more than willing to accept those who studied here in the UK to continue residing in the UK as long as they are prepared to contribute back to the society by working. If the application is successful, if the entry clearance application is successful, those who made an application from outside in order to enter the UK, then the application can be granted for a maximum of 5 years or for the duration of the employment. So it will be 14 days before the employment starts and 1 month after, whichever is the shortest. If someone wants to remain here in the UK, then again it will be granted for the duration of the employment, or they can be granted an extension for a maximum of 6 years. And this route leads to the settlement. So anyone who has resided in the UK for at least 5 years and their employer still needs them, then they can apply for settlement. There are also other conditions imposed on their stay. They will not be allowed to claim benefits, but no one is. And then some of the applicants will be required to register with the police, and they will not be allowed to work anywhere else. And before you go, I wanted to share some exciting news with you. On request of my subscribers, I'll now be publishing a ukvisasuccess.com newsletter. I value your and my time, and therefore in this newsletter I'll be straight to the point. It will be published once a week, and in this newsletter I'll be giving you 5 actionable practical things, and as a ukvisasuccess.com subscriber, you will be the first one to see them before everyone else does. And here is the format of the newsletter. I'll be sharing a new video, a new information card. I'll be answering one of the most frequently asked questions submitted by my newsletter subscribers. And I'll be sharing one random thing which is completely unrelated to UK immigration law, but this is going to be something which inspired me and something which may inspire you as well. And finally, I'll be sharing news of the UK immigration world with you and making announcements about free masterclasses, ebooks, mind maps, which I am creating for you guys on a regular basis. The subscription process takes less than 30 seconds, and the link is in the description. If you found this video useful, you can do 3 things right now. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can visit my free website at ukvisasuccess.com. And most importantly, you can share this video with those who may benefit from it. By sharing these videos, you may help others avoid refusals of their immigration applications. Because in immigration law, knowledge and clarity are the key ingredients to success. Thank you so much for your support and for your positive feedback, which incredibly inspires me and gives me fuel to create more and more videos clarifying various aspects of UK immigration law. Have a great day, everyone.